You're listening to the Dynamic Thinking Project podcast. This is episode 36, and today's topic is money really evil? Hey everyone, Adam Musalli here. Welcome to the Dynamic Thinking Project podcast. If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. This podcast is released every Friday, and show notes are found at the website, themindtechinstitute.com. It's all one word. Come back often and feel free to add this podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All links are in the show notes and website. And now, let's get started. This is also an interesting episode, and I actually chose to talk about this topic after I've received many emails requesting elaboration about last episode, and also asking me if money is really the root of all evil, and if money really does change people, and how does it change people. First thing first, I said it in the last episode and I'll say it again here. In the last episode, I was talking about the very wealthy people who are billionaires or close to billionaires, and especially the wealthy people who are in power. I wasn't talking about millionaires who made few $1 million from a project or some real estate properties. I mean, it's not hard to make $1 million these days, and I know some people have their eyes wide open now, but really $1 million isn't hard to make these days if you have a proper strategy and determination to follow through. However, sometimes wealthy people, even a small wealth, few to several $1 million, do have a degree of being a psychopath, such as selfishness is one of the psychopath traits, and getting in front of the line just to get your thing first. Or actually, it's easier to give you an example. Think of the get wealthy fast schemes. I'm sure you've seen them before. You would see a person showing you he's wealthy or made some kind of wealth, even if he's acting just to get your attention, and he's selling you a program to get wealthy and successful. Now, I do fully and totally understand that you pay tens of thousands to get a university degree and learn something, and here you're also paying this guy tens of thousands of dollars to teach you how to become rich. But there is a difference here. That guy is actually teaching you how to become wealthy by selling you the idea that he is wealthy, and eventually he will get wealthy because of all the money people have given him to teach them how to get wealthy. On the other hand, a university degree or going to university or college to learn something, it's totally different. Yes, I don't agree with the idea of putting yourself in debt to get a university degree, but if there is a guarantee that you're going to get successful or a type or a kind of success after you get that university degree, then what's the problem? So now going back to that guy who's selling those get-rich-fast schemes, that guy would have a degree of being a psychopath because he wouldn't care if you're gonna put yourself in debt to pay him for something may work and most likely doesn't. So it's a gamble. You are the gambler and he is the house. And as you know, the house always wins. Also, and as I said in the last episode, that a psychopath isn't necessary to go and kill his family with an axe at night while they are asleep. And if you want more information about some traits of psychopaths, you can go back to episode number 35, which is last episode, and listen to it. So going back to the big, wealthy, and serious psychopaths, and of course, I'm talking about those wealthy people who are in power and wouldn't hesitate for a second to sell arms to a group of fanatics just for money, or, of course, for an agenda. These people would have no remorse or the slightest degree of conscience. Did you know that Iraq was invaded based on a false statement. And did you know, until now, almost 1 million innocent civilians have lost their lives, and millions have left their homes based on that false statement. And whoever came up with that false statement knew exactly it's false, just to go and invade that country. Think about this. Imagine for a second that you were born in Iraq. Just turn your life scenario to the other way around. And a group of other countries invaded your home based on a lie, and you had your parents killed, your siblings, friends, or some loved ones based on a lie. Regardless of whatever your standpoint or background is, if that doesn't make you feel something, then I'm sorry to break the news for you, but you also do have a degree of being a psychopath if you have no sympathy or you haven't felt anything for those people. So the first indication of being a psychopath is a lack of conscience. Now, of course, I'm not talking about the politics behind invading Iraq or any other country, but I'm just giving you case studies, some facts that might help to get the idea to hit home, to make you understand the scenario from a different side other than the side that has been given to us by the mainstream media and the politics or the politicians here. Another example, we already have the technology a long time ago to harness clean power from the sun as solar power, from the wind and hydropower from water, etc., without even ruining the planet. But yet, the powerful psychopaths still create dramas and false statements to go invade another country and kill millions of people to steal their resources and keep using fossil fuel. And you know that fossil fuel is the dirtiest fuel that we can use for power. I mean, really, how dumb is that? But, of course, it's a lot more to them than just money and petrol. I mean, to the psychopaths, it's about more power and control, because that is the character and the traits of a psychopath. More power, more greed. It's greed. It's all about greed. There is always a face behind any mask, and there are lots of masks can be used for the sheeple to lead them into a pre-planned directions. And of course, we've already spoke about those masks before, such as religions, patriotism, fear-mongering, and other methods of control to lead the masses. That is the work of wealthy people who are psychopaths. And psychologically speaking, and as I explained in the last episode, there are many common denominators between wealthy people and psychopaths, which will lead us to our second point, and that is if money is really evil. Well, think about it for a second. Most religions do say that the root of all evil is money, or money is the root of all evil. But you look at those who represent those religions, and you can easily notice the hypocrisy. Yeah, they will tell you that, so you give them your money in return for blessings. Sad. Most religions are controlled by the powerful elite psychopaths, and you would be very naive and brainwashed if you don't know that already. Or basically just ignoring this fact based on the fear of being out of the pack. So yes, religions also have been infiltrated by those psychopath elites. All they care about is power. Money to them, it doesn't matter anymore. They've got a lot of it. They can print money, and money is easy to print. Our money now is based on something called fiat money. They can print it. It's not based on gold anymore. They can print it anytime. To them, it's bigger than money. They've got lots of money. They don't care about that paper. They know it's worthless piece of paper. They care about power. Money is not evil, but it's how it is used. There is nothing wrong whatsoever of having money and being financially independent. As a matter of fact, it's a good thing to be financially independent, but when money starts to blind your conscience and you start becoming a slave to it, then that's when money starts to become the root of all evil. Money is not the curse here, but lack of consciousness is. Money and wealth is just a tool, can be used for either or, good and evil. Money isn't the problem, but people are. Think of it this way. You can train your physical body and become very strong. Now, you can use your strength to stay fit and healthy, to provide for yourself and family and stay healthy in general, and maybe help others. Or you can start bullying others. So the act of exercise and strength is actually just a tool, and you use it for good or evil. You cannot blame your health and strength for bullying others, but it's you to blame. It's the same as a car. You can use it to get around for work, to help others, to pick up your family, friends, whatever, for any good purpose. On the other hand, you can also use it for evil purposes, to, for example, transport illegal or unlawful stuff, or even to drive on the road like a menace, putting everyone in danger, and of course, including yourself and whoever is with you in the car. The car isn't at fault, but it's you who is. And the biggest evidence is when you get caught for being a reckless and irresponsible driver, it is you who will be attending the courtroom, not your car. The car is just a tool, isn't good or bad, but it's how it is used by the driver. The same concept is with money. Money isn't good or evil, but it's how it is used by the person who owns it or mining it, or better say, collecting it. So financial independence is a great thing to achieve. So go ahead and work towards your dreams and be whoever you want to be, as long as you keep your conscience and not to get corrupted and blinded by your ego. And we also teach a whole segment in our online and in-class neuro-linguistic programming or NLP training about people's archetypes, which is based on Carl Jung work, and that is called Archetypes. And by the way, this course is available online. You can enroll now. Just go to the mindtechinstitute.com, click on the online courses tab, and you will find it. It's called NLP Master Practitioner Training. It's totally online, but you have to do the practitioner training first in order to study the NLP Master Practitioner. So this segment is called Archetype, and it's all about the evolution and the development of people values. And each level explains exactly where you are on that chart and all the traits that are associated with that specific level and how to move on to the next level efficiently and effectively. There is one of those archetypes where people are totally business-minded and all they care about is just success, personal success. All they care about is making more money and get more power and have more toys. And that's when they become very selfish and sometimes abusive and intolerable. So when I talk about those fast-making money scheme people who film themselves next to their rented Lamborghini or walking next to a rented house with a swimming pool, trying to sell you a program, and they show you that they care so much about you to become like them, so they have to make an advertisement for that. And they care so much about you, although they don't even know your name, but they want you to become rich like them. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Someone who is rich, someone who is at that archetype, at that value level, doesn't care about you to become rich. And if someone who is at that level, which most of people who are at that archetype level are successful financially, and part of that being successful financially, you have to kill the competition, so they cannot make you a competition. It doesn't make sense for someone who's rich to take your hand and make you rich. It's not the human psychology. So when we talk about those people, it's not like it's personal. It's all about just an example for that specific archetype of that person who is driven into making fast money himself, but selling you the idea that he's teaching you how to make money fast. But of course, in the process, he's becoming rich financially from your money and those who are paying him. So the Lamborghini was rented before you signed up with that course with him. And then that Lamborghini was owned. He owned it after you paid him for that program. And the question is, or actually the $1 million question is, are you really going to become a millionaire as he is selling you that program? He or she, it doesn't mean he, I don't mean a specific person. But are you going to become a millionaire after you buy that program? Well, yes, you would, but only if you sell the same idea to others of how to become millionaires. It's a vicious cycle. So in order for you to become a millionaire after the program, you have to sell the same idea and tell them how you became a millionaire. That is a vicious cycle. And once again, we are only giving examples of those people. It's not personal, but we're just giving a live example. Something that is out there, that's something that you can sense, something that you can understand. So it's a living example. It's not the person himself, but we're just using those people as an example. So that's it for today. I think we have reached our runtime. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, as usual, you can email me anytime. The email is on our website, themindtechinstitute.com. It's all one word. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you are listening to this podcast on YouTube. The Dynamic Thinking Project podcast is released every Friday. Until next time, take care and enjoy your weekend. This is Adam Musalli, signing out.